Well, the skill is, how many of us are challenged or in our roles, we're always asked to find the answers. And the skill that I want to introduce to everyone today is to really let go of the answers and focus on the questions and keep asking questions and keep asking questions.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Carly, and I am the founder and host here at Machutin. Machutin is a brand new media and community network serving bright future innovation. Through sharing knowledge, stories, and wisdom, our YouTube channel is meant to help you connect more profoundly with a wide array of bright future leaders, bright future ideas, and most importantly, your own bright future vision. We would love to have you join us, and to get involved, I'll give you 3 easy ways that you can go ahead and do that right now. First, click on that subscribe button so that you don't miss a beat. Second, follow our Crowdcast page, which is in the link below this video, to participate in all of our upcoming virtual workshops and events. Third, I encourage you to connect with the guests in these episodes, follow their work, and let them inspire you beyond the video. All of their links are also below. I look forward to having you as a part of our YouTube community, and enjoy this episode of Better Human Skill Building, where you can learn how to practice simple skills that will enhance the quality of both your life and your work.
Thanks for having me, Carly. I am Donna Pahel. I am the founder and CEO of 21 Day Story. 21 Day Story is a mobile framework that really empowers groups of people wherever they are to come together via their mobile device to co-create a narrative to resolve their biggest challenges. And I'm really darn excited about it.
Awesome. And you guys just started, right? Or
we just started. I have spent the last 25 years in the retail industry, manufacturing, and tech. Mostly found myself in big corporate, and always being asked to lead transformative change. I used to think it was a bit serendipitous that I would always find myself in situations where people were asking me to, I like to call it, kick over the apple cart. And so what I've learned over the years is it's always humans first. When you start with the humans, really wonderful things can transpire. Tech is an enabler and different things are enablers, but it's really all about the people. And when people are empowered in a certain way, it really creates a space for dynamic change to occur for the betterment of everyone. And the skill that I want to introduce to everyone today is to really let go of the answers and focus on the questions and keep asking questions and keep asking questions. What I found over the years is it really generates and fosters a sense of curiosity among a group. And if we don't open up that space, when we come to an answer, what it does is it fixes our focus, right? And we're only ever worried about the answer and how do we get to the answer and how do we deliver on the answer, instead of opening up a space where we're constantly allowing ourselves to ask questions and be curious about something. And when we open that space up with the question mark, it really allows us to open up all of the possibilities, right? And so sometimes when I get into this conversation with people about asking questions, particularly if someone is in an operator's role or something like that, where they're really just on the hot seat all the time for delivering something. Yes, you have to deliver things. We all have to, meet different deadlines and deliver things. But if we stay in a sense of curiosity and constantly ask, what if we open up a realm of possibility that may get us to an answer that's way bigger than we actually ever thought was possible. It's really exciting to see teams sort of unlock that curiosity by asking questions. It builds trust, because we start to respect different people's perspectives and we're able to have conversations about things instead of being so fixated on a finite answer. It really allows us all to bring our best to bear.
excellent. Okay, so can we go ahead and give we're going to just look at 3 different contexts, like specifically. So, like in personal life, the next time that X situation happens, instead of reacting this way, try this.
I'll give you a very personal example for me. So,
great.
how many of us in the quest to be fit and all of our sexy greatness, right? I might say to myself, I set a goal for myself. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Okay. And when I do that, I start putting myself on this very finite track of I'm going to limit what I'm eating. I'm going to exercise more, and it's going to be torturous because I must lose 10 pounds. And if I change that just a little bit and I open it up for some curiosity and I turn it into a question instead of the answer is I'm going to lose 10 pounds. And I turn it into a question that I say, how might I improve how I feel physically and mentally so that I am a better version of myself? Now, when you put it that way, you start to ask yourself lots of questions about every choice that you're making. Is this, if I put it through the lens of that question, is this going to make me feel better? Is this going to help me be my best self? And then I'm not torturing myself. I'm having a real dialogue and opening up the realm of possibility about how I can get to a place where I feel better and I'm a better version of myself. Way better. And the possibilities are grand when you approach it that way versus I'm going to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah, that's so great. That's so great. I mean, it's that thing where, yeah, when we say that we have to do something,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you say, instead of I want to,
Yes.
no, the goal is you're not trying to lose pounds. Like, it's not a bad thing. You're trying to make your life better. You're trying to make your health better. Like, this is a positive thing. And so I like how you use the question to kind of shift to that more positive mindset.
There's a quote from Albert Einstein that he says if he had a problem, he would spend like 90% of the time defining and understanding the problem and the other 10% actually solving it, right? Because until you open up, we often jump to the conclusion of an answer and then we just slowly paint ourselves into a corner because time is not our friend. By 20%, right? And that's a great goal to have. But you start to get really wonky in your thinking when you're only fixated on that very specific answer. And if the team can say, how might we improve the customer experience so that he or she will visit the store more frequently? That's a totally different question. And inevitably that will lead to more revenue if we can achieve that. And it actually helps us put ourselves in a position where we're empathizing with the person or people that we're trying to help or influence. And so that opens up those realms of possibilities and we can continue to ask ourselves, what if and how might we help that person? And then we might come up with a lot of different ways, some of them big and some of them small, that end up being much more than the 20% target that we were focused on.
Definitely. Great. Okay, let's try this one. I don't know if it works, but let's see. In a social, let's say cultural, more like social context, or maybe political context, do you see where I'm sniffing, or
Yes.
Is it not quite making sense? Okay.
It's interesting because I think questions actually open us up to release our judgment and release our bias. Because if I'm asking you questions versus just trying to come at you, if you and I have counter views on something political or something like that, we're going to be like this, right? Constantly. And there's going to be this friction. And sometimes you'll walk away feeling like you've won the conversation. And sometimes I'll feel like I've won the conversation, but really nobody wins. We all lost, right? Because we sucked the energy away from each other. And if we come at it for a place where we're just curious and we're not judging what someone else is bringing to the table and we're asking them questions about it and seeking a deeper understanding, and that's that empathy there again, we really start to open up a realm possibility where we're probably going to find out that we share some common values, but our perspective on them is different, and neither is right or wrong, right? We should be able to come to a place where we can honor each other for our beliefs and what we have to contribute to the world. And then we can actually then totally agree on different things, but contribute together to the goodness of the world. And with politics and so forth, gosh, it's super dangerous that I'm talking about politics because I'm not highly charged there, but I care about it, right? I care about the world. I care about people, and we're governed by certain things. And I see people arguing about where their relationships will be broken over these types of discussions. And I wonder what if, or how it could be different if people would just start being curious about the perspective of someone else. Like, why is it triggering me? Why is it triggering you? Let's get curious together and figure that out. And I think really inspired things can come to bear when we honor each other with questions and curiosity.
I love that. Honor each other with questions and curiosity. A challenge to whoever's listening. The next time that this happens, how can you kind of, what would be the challenge for the next day?
The challenge really is trying to become self-aware about when you're concluding on an answer. And like I said, questions and answers, they're a cycle that they happen together, right? And that's what keeps things moving forward. It's when we land on the period of a question that we stop actually the forward progress, because we've stopped ourselves, we've come to conclusion, and we've actually precluded the momentum for other things to come to bear. I like to cook. And so this is another place where I drive people crazy because they love what I make, but I'll never do the same thing twice, because I'm always wondering, what if I had a little bit of this? What if I changed this little thing over here? And look, sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not, but it was worth it. Because without going into that state of discovery and curiosity, you may be leaving really great possibilities on the table, and none of us can afford to do that in life or in business.
Great. Amazing.